wind's worse, so God knows what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but I can't smell shit, but I just think that'd be so appropriate if it was the shittest camp I've ever had. My Outkit carbon long pole has snapped, so I'm going to have to bail. First ever bail. The waste of time and money, you know, to get up here and whatnot, but God damn it. Now then, back out in the English Lake District. I should probably stop here so I can talk properly. I've just come up from Whinlatter Pass, going up towards Grisedale Pike. So I think it's going to be a sort of a short, sharp ascent, I think. There's no messing around on this one. Straight into the ascent. Got the tent. It's a new tent. I've had it in the garden, that's about it. Done a bit of modding to it. It's pretty lightweight, it only uses one trekking pole. It's an interesting colour, and it's one that I've had my eye on for quite a while. So yeah, it only weighs about 1 kilo, but it is meant to be fairly strong in bad weather. Shouldn't be too much nasty stuff tonight. I think maybe 25 miles per hour wind, a bit of drizzle. And it's a bit claggy at the moment. I'm hoping it clears up. Anyway, I'm just going to bash on, get up to Grisedale Pike and suss it out. There's quite a few Wainwrights up here that you can bag, but tonight just about finding a nice pitch to get the tent up and give it a good try out. So I'll come back to you in a bit. Whew. Not going to lie, this is tough. It's got a views opening up now, skidder and little man behind me. Yeah, I'm about halfway up and it's just, there's no warm up here, just relentless up, 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 up. And looking at the map, it's the same all the way, so I've got plenty of time, no rush, it's just a slog. Take me about another hour at this rate. Well, weather's not exactly what I'd want. Bit breezy now, but there you go. At least the views are starting to open up behind me, so see down to Keswick and Derwent, Cat Bells, Blencathra right over there. But still got about another 150 to 200 feet to climb. I've kind of warmed up now. It's always the first ascent that gets you, and that didn't bloody stop. Well, it still hasn't. But yeah, the fuel's definitely got into my muscles now. So yeah, I reckon, let's say 45 minutes and then all the pain's over, I think. Levels out and then I can get all set up. Just hope this weather clears a bit. I remembered to bring my anemometer. I brought it with me and I just measured the wind, and it was only 20 miles per hour that, and it's stopped again now. Not that much, but it feels quite strong and can bring a bit of a wind chill with it. Anything predicted more than 30, and I'm usually not bringing the tent out, to be honest. As somebody said yesterday, it's about enjoyment, not endurance for me, really. No, I'm a big softie. Give me warmth and dry conditions and blue skies. It is beautiful though, isn't it, regardless of any weather. Oh, fucking hell. Excuse my French. Right, Grisedale Pike. I'm getting down. Oh well, it was good while it lasted. Jesus. That's better. Just found a little shelter here just down off the summit. But didn't bother to measure the wind up there, but last time I measured it was 25, so had to be 30, 35 that gust as a guess. So you can't camp up there. Anyway, well, I suppose you could, but didn't see anything particularly decent. So I'm just going to continue along the ridge. Don't really know this area at all, by the way, if I haven't mentioned. A guy I know called Chris, he sort of recommended it to me this morning. So he did say that if you carry on along the ridge, can't remember the name of the hill, there's a big grassy hill up there. I'll mention it when I get there, but I think you can drop down to something called Coledale Hause, which he said there's a water source and hopefully a bit of shelter, but even just dropping down a little bit makes a massive difference. So yeah, I'm gonna start making my way over there and look for this Coledale Hause. So yeah, this is part of the Coledale Horseshoe, and I couldn't remember the name of the fells, but I think Grisedale Pike, Hopegill Head, Crag Hill, Sail, Outer Side, Causey Pike. I think there's different ways of doing it. I think you can even go all the way over to Grassmoor and include that, but that sounds like it'll be one hell of a day. Anyway, I'm going to descend a bit because Clag's really rolling in now, and I'd like to be able to see where I'm going really, if possible. I've just veered off left to the path that's going down to Coledale Hause. If I'd have carried on, I'd have gone up to something called, I think it's Hopegill Head. But it's about 6:30 now, so I hope you can hear me. I'd actually just like to find a place to put the tent up really. It's going to be way too exposed up there, way too exposed. So I'm going to drop down over there. You can see from here there's a nice big flat grassy section. Not sure what the views are like, obviously, until I get down there. I don't imagine they'll be amazing, but you never know. I don't know what's down the other side. But my main sort of interest is actually getting a break from the wind, to be fair anyway, so that's my priority. So let's hope when I get down there it's got a bit of protection and it's not just a massive wind tunnel. Otherwise, God knows where I'm going to end up tonight. Just keep walking and walking and walking, I guess. Right, so I've just got to Coledale Hause. Tons of room to put the tent, nice grassy flat bits, but if anything the wind's worse, so God knows what I'm going to do. Pretty crap really. Views aren't bad, they're not the views I wanted really. Yeah, I keep looking. My water source is over there. Problem is, it's coming from directions that, southwest, I think. So I might be okay if I get up there, whatever. Sorry. helper was pointing right way. It might be okay if I can get up there. That might have some shelter. I'm going to be bloody bailing at this rate. We'll keep trying. So I'm just looking down there actually. There's a little knobbly bit just off the path. It's sort of looking right down the valley, so that's quite nice. And I'm hoping, because it's down a touch, that the wind's going to be a little bit nicer. I'll find something. As long as I'm in a tent, I'm happy. Especially when it's a new one. Right, anyway, I should concentrate really before my face makes acquaintances with the floor. Well, I'm just looking around on these little bumpy bits, and there's some quite nice places actually. Got obviously you've got that beast behind you. You've got views straight down the valley, and there's kind of a bit of a waterfall running down there. But just looking further down, I can see that there's obviously some better, flatter, grassier spots. So just gonna keep heading down. A little bit annoyed about this. Even that down there would be better. I've got plenty of time. Right, I found a spot that I wasn't particularly happy with. Got the tent up, and I've had basically a disaster because, as you can see, everything's staked out, but one of my elk kit carbon long pole has snapped. I've tried taping it up, as you can see, but there's no way that is holding in this wind, not a chance. So I'm going to have to bail. First ever bail, gutted. Yeah, the irony is I was in elk kit today thinking about buying a second pole, and I even looked at buying a dedicated tarp pole, a carbon one. Literally was going to pay for it. So, lesson learned. It just feels like, yeah, just wasn't meant to be this one, but never mind. So, I guess that's the end of the video, isn't it? What else could go wrong? No, it's probably not even recording. Oh dear. I don't know, I'm not that despondent really, it's just one of those things. And the weather's not entirely playing how I expected it to. Gloomy, no views, my picture's big deal. Anyway, whatever. Right, well there you go. Leave no trace. First ever time I've bailed a camp, and it's just settling in now, and I am pretty gutted, mainly because the waste of time and money, you know, to get up here and whatnot, but that's where I'm heading, and it's my own fault. I'm not blaming this pole, although where I've seen it broken, it's like, it does seem a bit weak, to be honest. I don't know. And I have put that tent up, obviously in the garden with no wind. Weird. It could definitely be me though, because the fact that I've been slightly grumpy just meant I'd sort of rushed to get it up. God damn it. Well, I'm just trying to think of the positives, and I guess the first one is at least it didn't happen right up there, and at least it happened before I'd even got the bloody thing up properly. Because I guess it could have happened. Where the hell am I going? You know, it could have happened at 2 AM or something, couldn't it? And that'd have been particularly shit. Right, I think I'm just going to talk shite for the next however long this is going to take me. Something else is bound to happen, innit? To be fair. Like that bloke off Fast Joe. Ah, bugger. Yeah, I'm going to fall right into this beck, so I'll bring you back for that. And the tent, it's a Mountain Laurel Designs Duomid. And obviously I've used trekking pole tents. I've got a Durston Exmid and I had a Lanshan 2 for years. So yeah, I know how to pitch tents, don't worry about it. Right, thanks for watching. Bye. All may not be lost. I've just been fiddling around with this walking pole on the way down. That's where I was going to camp, by the way, on the top of there. Didn't realise it was that steep, actually. Anyway, basically I don't even know what you call them. The flick lock, is it? It's the little plastic casing inside it that's snapped. So it just won't grab hold of it. It won't get any tension. But where I've put the Gorilla Tape, if I just kind of stuff it in, that's actually holding the weight. So probably have to try and find a campsite in Keswick tonight anyway. So I'm tempted to give it one last go. There's no wind down here. It is low down. I'd imagine less than 400 metres, so not ideal, but needs must. So yeah, I think I'll give it another go, and then if it doesn't work, I'm walking home in the dark. Bit naughty like, and a bit shit as well, but needs must. Right, I think I've just about saved it. So I'm in a terrible camping location, but it's 8:10 now, and it'd probably take me, I'm guessing, 45 minutes to have walked into the village and then hope you can get on a campsite. So I don't know what the height this is. It's, you know, I would argue it's not above 400 metres. It's close to the path. It's bright orange, but the tent seems to be holding and the pole seems to be holding, fingers crossed. Even here's a bit breezy, but I've got, even though I didn't have a spare pole, I did have spare guys and spare pegs, so I've got as much tension on the guys and the tent as possible, to obviously relieve a bit of tension on the pole, but the pole is feeling quite solid, so should be okay. And if it collapses here, then I don't give a shit. If it had collapsed right up there, then yeah, I probably would have given a shit. There's some like water here and some sort of works, and I don't know if it's a sewage. I can't smell shit, but I just think that'd be so appropriate if it was. The shittest camp I've ever had, but didn't bail, so still going strong. Anyway, I'm desperate for food and drink, and I still need to get everything set up. I've got to put the inner in the tent. This ground isn't great either. Not a single bloody peg went in without hitting some sort of stone, so yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but I think I need to try and guide this corner out a bit. Finally in the tent. Got the inner in. I got it up and set up just in time, actually, because it's just started to rain. Oh, I just hope. The last thing I need is bloody ticks getting in here, because as I said before, this grass ain't great. But anyway, I'm settled in, so finally I can start to relax, hopefully. So I was thinking, I can't be bothered cooking or anything. I just like want to get the mat blown up and have a lie down. Not that it's been particularly stressful or anything, but You know, I've been up all day and it's been a long bloody day. I mean, I'd have wanted to be in the tent probably 2.5 hours ago, to be honest. But all's well that ends well. Let me show you my fix. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know if there's any light on there. So yeah, I always keep some tape on a pole. Thankfully, I literally did that 2 days ago. Otherwise it would have been game over. So yeah, I've just wrapped it, I've sort of braced it in a cross brace around there. And as I was saying earlier, rather than these two sort of being binded together, it's more like the gaffer tape's gone in the gap, and that's forcing it to stick into the gap, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it works. I don't know if I'd be confident with it up there. This inner I've got in here, it's not ideal. It's actually from a Lansham 1. So I've put some cord on the corners to sort of tension it out. But I'm not sure what to do with this bit at the back. There is a hook, but there's nothing to attach it to. I guess a bit of bungee and pull it down to the ground would do it. And I think obviously because this pole's not extended as high as it could be, or should be, if it was, I guess it'd be up there like that. I'm also on a bit of a slant and I'm slipping off, and I'm scared I'm going to slip off and knock this pole over, but other than that, oh god, brilliant. Finally, first beer. Well, the first and only actually. I've got this and a little bit of red wine. And I had some whiskey to put in my hip flask, but my hip flask got a leak in it as well. So I should have known from that point. Yeah, these are minor things. Anyway. Oh, God. That's so nice. Cheers. I think these are strong, but I don't know, there's something about, well, there's definitely something about these adjusters, these plastic things. They're only 40 quid at the end of the day, aren't they? Which to me seems quite cheap for something that's carbon. So I guess you've got to cut the cost somewhere. But yeah, I'll just reiterate, absolutely not my fault. All on you, Alp Kit. It'd be interesting to see what people think about me camping here. Because, you know, it definitely goes against, well, one rule, at least. And that's not being above the highest fell wall. Although there aren't actually any fell walls around here, so maybe I can get away with that on a technicality. I guess the best way to resolve this would be to sort of try and clear off at like 5:30 in the morning or something. I don't know how busy it gets up here, but yeah, probably shouldn't stick around for too long, especially in my bright orange tent. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of waffling because there's clearly nothing to show you. I'll probably edit most of this out anyway. Hey, right. I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you in peace, eh? So that's me all tucked in and cosy. So yeah, strange old day, but you know, it is what it is. Not how I envisaged it. Anyway, on that note, good night, God bless, and see you in the morning. Morning. Well, not much to report, obviously. Slept reasonably well, despite being on a slope of a massive rock underneath my back. Yeah, as I said, not much to report. Just need to get packed up and out of here. As suspected, there's a few people hiking past already. So yeah, I'll get myself down to the village, and I saw what looked like a potentially nice breakfast spot, so that's definitely for me today. Right then, time to go. And obviously, leave no trace. I can't believe I camped there. It's horrible. I woke up this morning once I deflated the pad and I had like 3 rocks under me. God. Normally when I'm packing up and leaving, I've got this feeling of sort of accomplishment, and I feel enriched, and not today though. I just feel like shit, to be honest. But anyway, it is what it is. This is actually quite an interesting area. Oh, and there's a little patch of sunshine up there. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, it feels a little bit like a loss, this one, if I'm being honest. But never mind. Keep smiling. And if anything, it just sort of encourages me to come back and do it all again and do it better. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Right, time to get back to civilization. So the scene of the crime, where the pole failed, which is holding up really well now with the Gorilla tape. I was just on the top of that crag in the middle there, and I actually had no idea whatsoever it was a straight drop down. I just thought it'd be like something like this, just I don't know, I guess like a 45-degree angle, but bloody hell, steeping. So definitely not a sewage treatment. So yeah, probably just as well I managed to get the tent up there near the mine. Been a bit further than I anticipated this walk back, and I'm still not sure where I would have stayed last night. I'd have probably been getting back about 10 PM. I did notice a caravan site, but would they have taken me? I don't know. But anyway, all's well that ends well. So on that note, I'm going to leave the video here. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave the video here. If you've watched, thanks for watching. Maybe give us a like, appreciate it. Comments are even better, especially any feedback. I welcome all of that. So yeah, if you've watched, thanks for watching. I hope I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.